Hello, everybody. Welcome to Walkabout Europe, the Football Manager 21 Journeyman save, where we add the fitness condition that we can only move between clubs in the game when we walk and exercise the equivalent distance between those two clubs in real life. We are in the middle of our third season, our first campaign in Austria with Union Vöcklamarkt, and I want to take a few minutes to introduce the club to you. After this, we're going to jump in and do a fitness update. We'll take a look at results on the table. Then we're going to play a big match against the Deutschlandbergers. So it should be an exciting episode. Let's jump right in with an introduction to the club. First of all, they have a website. So this is the third tier of Austrian football again. Surprisingly, many of the players featured in this website are still with our club now. Most of them hate me because they aren't playing very much. This guy, Werdinger, likes me. He's one of our two center backs, although he's starting to get benched in favor of 17-year-olds. So I'm not sure how much longer he'll like me. Likewise, our inconsistent striker is still here. This guy, Tafner, he's been pretty happy with me so far, but he's still being pretty inconsistent, so I'm trying to find someone to replace him, so I don't think he's going to be happy with me as well. Having said that, how, might you ask, is the real-life team doing? Well, like we saw in the Czech Republic, their season was postponed about a month and a half or so, 2 months ago, and they were not having a very good campaign. 15th out of 16 teams with only 2 wins in 13 matches. So a rather drab campaign at the midway point for the real-life FC Union Vöcklamarkt of 2 years prior to where we are in game time right now. They have a very cool Facebook page around since 1946. So there is some club history here with the 4-leaf clover. I'm not sure why that's there, but that is their mark. I do have a question for you. Here is the official Twitter account linked from their website. Check out the banner. I don't quite get this for a banner for a Twitter page for a football club. Maybe someone can help me out. I mean, she's kind of half dressed. She got the logo. She's either lighting a Molotov cocktail on fire with her cigarette or lighting her cigarette with the Molotov cocktail. She's got the spiky stuff going on. Then you get the football pitch and then I'm on fire. I don't quite get this banner at all. If you have any insight into Austrian football and what they're trying, I don't think they're going after the family market with this one, but I'm pretty much lost there. Moving on, here is their geographical space. Let's take a look at some of the stuff on Google. We can see that they're in the north central region of Austria, about 2 hours or so east of Munich. Let's do the map here and let's zoom right in. They got some cool reviews and cool photos that we can take a look at. But Vöcklamarkt, a small town, as you can see, surrounded in rural Austria by fields and agriculture. Right up here in the northwest part of the town is where the pitch is. There's also a bank and a middle school attached here. They've got a lot of reviews. 4.5 stars, pretty good. Unlike the Czech Republic reviews, the Union Vöcklamarkt supporters are not all that verbose. We get things like top or UVB or great COVID test anytime again. Then something about this blue tower. So if we hover over here and click on this, you can see this little blue tower thing. Now I've screwed everything up. But it's something about this blue tower where this reviewer says, the blue TV tower of UVB Vöcklamarkt, a political Vöcklamarkter party, which probably wanted to prevent this tower, angered many UVB supporters. Do not get what's going on here. There was enough to drink and eat and also friendly to opposing teams. Football with heart and tradition, and then not a single other word in the 30-something reviews that are up there. But they do like their photos. Let's take a look-see here. Now, in the game, the facilities are ranked as good. We can see here why. I mean, this is just a really spectacular place. If we look at this picture here, look at the backdrop, the real background. You get the flags and stuff like that. It's a very well-cared and well-tended foreground. We do have some ultras here, guys without their shirts on, flares, the ref running away in fear. I totally get that. Yep, and blue and green seats, the team colors. Another view of the grounds here. We got some tradition. Looks like an Austrian band playing. And then family pictures of a pirate and alcohol with his skeleton wife. Okay, moving on, and their baby. I'm not quite sure where these come from, but here's again more stands and stuff like that. More pictures of the baby and their fans. Here's the ultras section, I think. A lot of guys without their shirts on and stuff like that. But it seems like on the whole, we got a pretty vibrant community here. So we're happy to be here. Having said that, let's jump in now and let's jump into our episode and get started. We're going to start out right away with our fitness update. Hey everybody, another weekly update. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Woohoo! Pretty cold here. Woohoo! Yeah, I think the wind chills this week are going to be minus 30s and stuff. This isn't bad right now. I think this is minus 20 something, but yeah, this is cold. I thought we were going to get by with a mild winter, but yeah, we got real winter now. But anyway, this week's going well. I'm really liking the ritual of, whoops, a little slippery here. The ritual of 30 minutes walking in the afternoon and then 30 minutes of exercise right around 5 p.m. when I quit working. It's been working pretty well. The thing that I really want to address next, though, it's time to get serious on it, is the weight loss part. You know, the old adage is 1/3 in the gym and 2/3 in the kitchen. And I feel like the activity part is going pretty well, but really going to have to change my dietary habits if I'm going to lose weight. Because if I just do this and I don't lose any weight, I consider it a failure. So I really want to attack the weight loss part of this. So the two things I'm going to try, and I started a little bit, is to not eat after 8 p.m. So an 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. kind of mini fast. And then try to just really cut out the junk food. And I'm trying to do this in a way that is kind of gradual, that it's not going to be such a shock to my system that I'll be exhausted by the end of it. You know, if I could lose the 20 pounds, 10 kilos or so over the course of 5 months or something like that, that would be really cool. That's about a pound a week, which I think is manageable. But I also have a question for people. I'm curious how people are finding the walking portion and the exercise portion interesting from a viewing perspective. You know, from a doing perspective, I can say it's really motivating and I'm really liking it. And I've got a bunch of ideas, because if it's interesting from a viewing perspective too, I'm thinking about doing maybe a couple more after this, and some with perhaps a direction to it. Like I was thinking of an African one where you could do up the Nile, or, you know, an across the USA one with FMDG's awesome database for the US system. But let me know what you think. I'm kind of curious as how interesting it is from a viewing perspective to see this component added to a Football Manager save. But anyway, got a bunch of miles in. Let's check the walking circle now. So here is our new circle. It's about 130 miles, so about 215 kilometers or so. Got it centered right here on Vcklamarkt, and you can see we had about 80 miles left over from our previous move. So now we've got up to about 130. We've got a pretty decent circle here already. We are almost back to Vienna this way. So although we will not make our next move to Austria, we're just approaching Hungary. So we could start to consider going back to Hungary if we wanted to. We're cutting into Slovenia. We're chopping into Italy so far in the southwest part of the corner here. Although there really aren't any towns up here. I think it's mostly the mountainous region. But pretty soon we'll get to Venice, which should have some options down here. On the west-hand side, we have completely gone past Munich, so we're into Germany now, almost to Nuremberg. I'm excited about some of our German possibilities, Sue. In the Czech Republic, we're back up to Prague and almost reaching to Bratislava here on the east, if I slide over here to the east. So pretty good progress again. And I'm pretty excited how big the circle's gotten already. So I think we're going to be in pretty good shape for our third move. But let's get back to the present moment. Now, how are things going with Union Vöcklamarkt, you might be asking? There's some drama to talk about. There's some results and some table results to show. Then we're going to square off against the Deutschlandbergers. But I first want to tell you another story. This is the story of Mark Lowe, right here. 5'9", 141 pounds, diminutive in stature. As a child, he was the son of an abusive plastic surgeon who used to chase him around with scalpels around the house. That's what Mark credits his acceleration, agility, and balance to 15, 13, 15 down the board in a pace of 13. He had to be fast to survive. Further bullied at school, Mark finally took to the football pitches where he played in the SC Schwartz system. They let him go to our advantage, and I mentioned the last time that Mark had an amazing debut. Now, I don't normally show highlights, but I want to show his highlights because this is how he started. So he'd been on the pitch for 65 minutes in his very first debut, and he does this. Got 3 goals to show out of his first 4. So Hassan Hutel feeds it out to Lowe. Lowe gets it, turns, comes back. Boom! Top left corner from range. He follows that up. He got another goal in that match, gets a brace, 2 assists, and man of the match. Didn't do much in the 2-2 draw against Wolfsberger. Comes back, however, against FC Liebring, and check these goals out. This one here, I think, candidate for goal of the season. If you saw Son's, the Pixis goal, that's wrong. Look at that shot. Puskas Awards, right? That's amazing right there. Not to be outdone, same match, he does this. This is going the other way, so he's going right to left. Hasenhüttl again feeds it out to him. Boom! What a cannon! Amazing. Long shots of 5. Where is this coming from? So needless to say, Mark Lowe has been a staple out on the right wing for us. 7 matches, 6 goals, 3 assists, 2 player of the match, and a 7.5 team high rating. Of course you know what this means. He just sprained his ankle and he's out for 7 weeks. That's right. So we'll see Mark Lowe again towards the end of January. But thanks, Mark, for providing an exciting November and October for us. Been the big story so far. But as I see, the results have been pretty good. 3 wins, a loss, and a draw since we've last spent together. We beat the second place team 2-0, which was impressive. Of course, that means we followed up with a 1-0 loss to a bottom of the table team. The end result of all this up and down is that if we look at the table, we are in 5th place, 21 points, tied with the 6th place team, but ahead on goal differential. A full 6 points out of one of the playoff spots. Now, both teams, I think, make the playoffs, and there's a bunch of these regional leagues, and I think like 10 teams come together and 3 of them get promoted. I have no idea how it works. But I'm thinking, we're at about the halfway point of the season. It's not looking like we're going to be contenders for the playoffs with our current striker. And that gets to the question here, because this guy right here, Benjamin Taffner, I mentioned last time, he's got the dreaded inconsistency mark, and he has been the picture of inconsistency. And I just don't think we're going to make the playoffs with him there. Plus, he's 30 years old. He's not going to go anywhere. So I'm cutting loose with Benjamin Taffner. He's going to be a sub today. We have a number of potentially talented strikers down on the B team. And so I'm kind of tossing them out there this month to see who's going to work. Unfortunately, Ogun Uger has not looked all that good up there, so he's not dressing today. I haven't given up hope on him. I'm really happy for the watch I got, but we're going to have to go with someone else. In today's match, we're going to try this guy, Thomas Ulbricht. Played in his debut last time and scored a goal. Good speed, good acceleration, all good numbers in the right place for a poacher role. So we'll see how he does in his second match of the day. Now, I think with that being said, there's not too much else to be said. I got a lot of players mad at me because they're not playing, but we're going to sell them off in another month and a half when we have the transfer window. So I think that'll make us a happy team at that point in time. Our finances have gone back to insecure, so I'm glad we got into school the last time. And other than that, I think it is time to jump into the match here. And we'll talk a little bit about kind of some of the particulars as we go through. So starting from the top, Ulbricht is going to get his second start up at striker. I'm going to make him, I don't want him to be an advance forward. We want him to be a poacher because he's a little bit better at that, I think. Linhart replacing Mark Lowe out on the right side. Dieter Jensen, how might be our Leo Demis project doing, you might ask? Doing okay. His numbers are going up now pretty consistently. He's looking pretty good. Still at a pretty abysmal 6.6 rating. But if you look at kind of his familiarity with the position, he's starting to get used to playing defensive midfielder. And we have this kind of combination arrow between him and Hasenhüttl now. So that's good to see. Going across the back, we're also moving to youth again with Faik Adin, a 17-year-old center back. 2.5-star current ability, potentially 5-star potential. He's got a dreaded inconsistent mark too, and the injury mark too, but we're just going to ignore those because I don't like them. Not quite there statistically, but he's been showing really strong training improvements. So I'm thinking we want to start playing our youth because I'm not sure we're going to be a playoff team yet, and maybe we'll get lucky and still be able to make a push even with these guys in here. So our tendency has been to go even younger since the last time. I don't even know how many teenagers we've got out here, but let's get into the match because this episode's going to get long. I'm going to submit the team. I'll see you out on the pitch. All right, we are underway here at home at the Vcklamarkt home grounds here. We are going from right to left and are green and yellow. Now, the Deutschlandbergers here are right about the same spot in the standings with us. You can see they're in 4th, actually. We're in 5th. They're 1 point in front of us. So a victory here would help us jump up the table over them. Really curious to see how our striker Ulbricht does as a second start. A little bit concerned that we lost our offensive punch with Lowe out with injury on that right-hand side, but we'll see how we do. Linhart, his replacement, picks up the ball now and still gets by one. Linhart has looked pretty good. He was hurt earlier in front to Ulbricht, who misses an easy sitter. Come on, lad. Got to be better than that. Let's give our lads a cheer now here. Encourage. The only thing that seems to work for this team is encourage. Pretty happy. They're pretty fired up at the beginning, too, when I told them we wanted to avenge our loss from before. Dieter Jensen, he always tells me that like 3 times a match. I know Dieter Jensen's playing out of position. We're going to deal with it. It's okay. Wow, a quiet match here. Oh, here we go. Our throw in. Zirk. Kokolari flips it to Ulbrich into Ulhart. Oh, Linhart, the replacement for Lowe, picks it up and a goal. I thought for sure he was offside. Maybe the Sodfather's paying the ref off. Flip to Kokolari. Kokolari. Was that a defender to flip it? Oh, yeah, Linhart was on. Nice. We'll take it. 1-0. We're up. Happy, happy. Good times. Let's break out the popcorn. Looks like a pretty even match other than that, though. 4 shots for us, 3 shots for them. 33 minutes in. It's chugging along here. Hallmarks there. I wish there was a big red buzzer that flashed every time one of your players got a yellow card so I wouldn't miss those. I feel like I miss them quite often. We're not got such great numbers here, though. I feel like we could be in trouble here. That was not a good header. Bruckler comes in, cuts in, fires well wide. That's their best highlight. I think we're in good shape, but maybe they're just toying with us. Love to see us get to halftime ahead, which usually means the other team's going to score right before halftime, but not this time. Nice. XG looking pretty good. We're about twice as high, although they've had some chances here. I'm going to go to the dressing room, then we'll see you for the start of the second half. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to tell the team, but we'll sort it out. Right, we are underway in the second half. I told them to guard against complacency, and Hallmarks, our central midfielder, get all demotivated. Faik Adin playing a 6.5. We might want to sub him out at central defense here. I'm also thinking we might want to get rid of Hallmarks with a yellow card at central midfielder. We'll do some thinking here at 60 minutes and see who we might want to sub out. I'd love to get a goal here off this highlight. Zirk to Hallmarks. Hallmarks feeds it back to Adin, who's on a 6.5. Chips it to Hassenhudel, to Linhart, feeds it to Kokolari, who scores! Brilliant combination play. Wow, we look like we know what we're doing now. That's pretty cool. Look at this. I'm changing the way the highlights look too, huh? Ulbricht, Hassenhudel, flips it to Linhart. Linhart with a very unselfish pass. Kokolari does not miss. Pretty cool. Nice, we're up 2-0. That gives us a little more leeway with our substitutions here too. Oh, chipped it out. Unless they get one back quickly here. Right around Zirk on the left. Chip back in. This feels somewhat ominous. To us, to them. Oh, over the bar. Nice. Okay, we're going to still kind of toy around with the sub here. Okay, Hallmarks has picked it up to a 6.7. Ulbrich has a yellow card. Let's sort that out. How's he doing up there? 7.1 with that assist maybe, huh? Or with that assist before the assist's assist. He was like the third one to touch it there. I think we're just going to let things play out for another few minutes here. I'm a little concerned about that 6.5 with Faik Adin, but he's kind of, now he's up to 6.6. Looks like he sharpened it up here a little bit. I hesitate. I feel like, I don't know how you feel, but if you've played the game, I feel like the shouts are really hard to, I'm going to make a sub here now, but I feel like the shouts are really hard to get a handle on because it seems like things would be very logical and they have such counter kind of intuitive results. You know, like encourage the team up to nothing and everybody would freak out, I'm pretty sure, if I encouraged them right now. I'm going to take a moment though and kind of check a look and see if we can make a sub here. Okay, I did switch out our center back here. He's just going to switch out Vertinger, who's started most of our games. I just wanted to get the youth in there, but we're going to put him in to kind of settle down that defensive line a little bit. Flipped into Kokolari, chips it in. We're up 3-0. Nice. Wow, what a pretty goal. Is that a volley on that long cross? See it from behind the net, please. Thank you. Tauschmann, our right back, chucks it in and makes the long cross. Kokolari, left-handed, mid-air volley into the top right corner. Wow, he is a loanee and he has not been playing that much, but is looking good today. I think he did get a goal in our last match too. It's time to bring on some bodies here to get some people some time. All right, we're just kind of switching out a center back to give him some rest and bringing on another midfielder to give some people some playing time that haven't had much time. We're just going to let this one hopefully roll out to... Got a couple minutes left. What a comfortable victory that was. Boy, that's encouraging. Ulbrich with the nice 7.3 up top. I don't think he got an assist, but still, I'll take a 7.3 from the top position, especially when he's involved in the goals like that. There we go. That was a surprising result. We haven't had an easy one like that. Very pleased with your result in the performance. Yeah, of course. Wow, happy times here. This game is funny, you know, as soon as you say, like, I don't think we have enough maybe to make a playoff run, you get a result like that where all of a sudden you think, well, maybe, gosh, maybe we do have enough about us to make a playoff run. Let's take a look at where we are in the standings here once this kind of grinds its way through. If we look at the table now, fourth place. We are a full 5 points off the playoffs. We are one match short of the halfway point in the season. So certainly too early to call us out. But I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing on the pitch right now. It's picking up a little bit nice here with that one. Anyway, let me know what you think. Should we try for the promotion, or we should kind of slant towards youth and trying to play guys for next year a little bit more? I'm not quite sure which way to go with this one. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. We will come back, I think, in about the middle of January, because we should have a lot of activity in the transfer window. This is a super, if you remember from, I think I mentioned in the second episode, or first episode, it's a super restrictive transfer window. You can't sign free agents outside of the window. So I'm hoping to bring in some support for center back, maybe wings, maybe striker, although I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with that. But we do have some money to work with, and we got to move some angry players out. Definitely need a better right back. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll probably play maybe Wolfsburger again or some of these other teams in here. We'll figure something out. But thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. After today's episode, please stick around. I do have a special outtakes from the intro that I thought might be kind of entertaining. So I'm going to tune off, and I'll leave you to the outtakes. We'll see you again. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great day. Let's check out our new team, because we really don't know that much about it, and I thought it'd be a good time to kind of catch the mood of what kind of club we're managing. So we're going to jump in here. Oops, wrong button. Let's try it again. There we go. They have a website. Somebody died, which is sad, of course. And they have fireworks that are thankful there, like many other clubs that we're seeing around the Europe here. Rolling on 3, 2, 1, and start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Walkabout Urine. Walkabout Urine. That's not what I wanted to say. Oh, let's try it again. Cut. Rolling on 3, 2, 1, and start. Hello, everybody. Well, I can't stop thinking about Walkabout Urine. Okay, focus. I got this. Okay. It's a long day. This would be better with alcohol. Okay, try it again. I got this. Think of dead people in Russia. Okay. It's not helping. 1, 2. Why? It's not that funny. Oh, crap. I can't do this now. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I gotta come back.